The moment physical intimacy begins, the experience is rarely as simple as, what does it feel like physically? For many people, something more subtle is happening at the same time. Attention changes, emotions become more noticeable, and the meaning of the moment can become just as important as the sensation itself. That is why the same kind of physical closeness can feel completely different with two different people. If attraction is present but comfort isn't, the experience may come with tension, hesitation, or distraction. But when attraction, trust, and comfort come together, attention may become much more focused on what is happening in that moment. And this is where the female experience becomes much more interesting than the simplistic idea that intimacy is only about physical sensation. For some women, arousal can involve increased sensitivity, changes in breathing, heightened awareness of touch, or simply a stronger sense of being absorbed in the moment. But there is no single reaction that happens every time, and there is no universal sequence that every woman follows. Context matters. If someone feels emotionally safe and genuinely attracted to their partner, physical closeness may feel more meaningful because the brain isn't processing the experience as purely physical. The person, the relationship, and the emotions surrounding the moment are all part of what is being experienced. And that helps explain something many people misunderstand. A particular touch doesn't automatically create the same reaction every time. The meaning attached to that touch can change the entire experience. Imagine two situations. In one, you're with someone you trust, you feel wanted, and neither person feels pressured to perform. In the other, you're uncertain, distracted, or worried about how you're being perceived. The physical action could be similar, the experience may not be. That's because intimacy involves more than sensation. Attention plays a major role. When attraction and comfort are present, the mind may become less focused on everything happening outside that moment and more absorbed in the interaction itself. But that raises a more interesting question. What actually makes someone able to relax deeply enough for that shift to happen? Because if comfort is missing, even strong attraction may not be enough. And that is where many people completely misunderstand what intimacy is really about. The answer isn't simply intensity. It's presence. When someone feels comfortable, respected, and free to communicate, they can pay more attention to the experience instead of constantly evaluating it. There is less mental noise, less worrying about expectations, less wondering whether they are doing something correctly, and less pressure to produce a particular reaction. That doesn't mean every woman will respond in the same way. Some may become quieter, others may communicate more openly, some may become highly focused on physical sensation, while others remain very aware of the emotional connection. Individual differences matter, and this is also why consent and communication are not separate from intimacy. They are part of the environment that allows intimacy to feel comfortable in the first place. If someone feels pressured, uncertain, or unable to slow things down, their attention can shift away from pleasure and towards self-protection. So one of the biggest mistakes a partner can make is assuming that physical response tells the entire story. A reaction doesn't automatically tell you exactly what someone is thinking or feeling. Instead of trying to decode every movement, expression, or sound as a secret message, pay attention to the person as a whole. Are they comfortable? Are they engaged? Are they communicating? Do they seem relaxed enough to participate freely? Those questions tell you far more than trying to follow some universal formula for female arousal. And there's another important point. Physical closeness can sometimes create a temporary sense of escape from everyday concerns, especially when two people feel emotionally connected. For some people, that sense of being fully present can make the experience feel calming as well as exciting. But again, there is no guarantee. The same experience can feel completely different depending on the person, the relationship, the moment, and even their emotional state that day. So, if you're trying to understand what a woman feels during intimacy, don't reduce the answer to one physical sensation. The deeper answer is that several things can happen at once: physical awareness, emotional connection, focused attention, vulnerability, comfort, anticipation, and individual preference. And that's why the best approach isn't trying to memorize what women feel, it's learning to pay attention to the woman in front of you. Because real intimacy isn't about finding a secret button that produces the same response every time. It's about creating enough trust, comfort, and freedom for two people to actually experience the moment together, not intensity, presence. And once you understand that, physical intimacy stops looking like a performance and starts looking much more like communication.